because you haven't asked questions so far. So inshallah, Muhammad Sheikh will be giving us a talk, and listen attentively because you're going to be asked some few questions here and there. Barakallahu fikum Sheikh Ache, Imam. Barakallahu fikum. Tafaddal mashkuran mahbooba. Barakallahu khair. I will write for you. Yes. Are you projecting anything? No. You're projecting anything?
No.
Okay. No. Inshallah.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الحج حج محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما صدق الله العظيم أما بعد. Respected brothers and sisters, boys and girls, to each and every one of you I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is everyone responding? Boys and girls. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Wonderful. We are honored to be here today. This is the best place to be right now. This is the best place to be every time and always. If you guys want to achieve success in life throughout your entire life, may Allah grant you long life. You might live for the next 100 years. Well, you might achieve up to 100. But if you want to live a successful life, always try to be in gatherings like this. Always try to spend your time in gatherings like this. Because every minute of your life will be questioned when you stand before Allah. So we are in a gathering wherein the enemy we're talking about hates too much. We want to talk about an enemy. We are all in trouble. Boys and girls, remember this. And listen to this carefully. Every one of you right now and always, until the day, Malakul Maut. You know Malakul Maut. Who knows Malakul Maut? Yes, young man, who's Malakul Maut? Angel of death. The angel of death is coming to take me away from dunya. And is coming to take each and every one of you from this world. The sad thing is, The angel of death doesn't need permission from your mother. He doesn't need permission from your father. The angel of death doesn't know whether you are young or old. He doesn't know whether you are busy or less busy. The angel of death, he doesn't care whether you are ill or healthy. The angel of death doesn't care whether you are poor or rich. A day will come, the angel of death will be assigned to take your life away. Then you will be asked by Allah to explain in detail how you spent every minute of your life. That day is going to come. That's why we're here today, under the able leadership of IMAM, who happens to be your teacher, and has been doing well to make you guys successful in this life and the life hereafter. And of course to meet my brothers here, in order to remind each other about the day when father and mommy can stop you from dying. A day, it doesn't matter whatever you have in this dunya, there will come a day it will be meaningless. It doesn't matter what you have. Allah said in the Quran, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. There will come a day, if you present to Allah 50 billion pounds for your safety, Allah said, no, I'm not in need of this. Ya Allah, I was the richest in UK. I'm a billionaire. I'm richer than everyone on the face of this earth. I want to give it to you today to save myself. Allah would say to you, I don't need that. If your parents come to Allah and say, Ya Allah, you can have all my children so that I can be saved. Allah said, no, I don't need that. And that would not save you today. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. The only person that will benefit, and you guys need to be among those, is the person who comes to Allah with a clean heart. Boys and girls, that journey starts. That journey starts right now. You need to go to Allah with A+. Who among you wants to fail the exam at school? Is there anyone who wants to fail? Who wants to be a dropout at school? Is there anyone who wants to be an A+ student? If there is anyone who wants to be an A+ student, raise your hand up. If your hand is down, then you want to fail. Okay? So Allah said, when you come to me with A+. Are you guys ready to go to Allah? Do you want to meet Allah with A+? Yes or no? Do you guys want to meet Allah with A+? Yes, inshallah. May Allah make it easy. Now going back to the topic, I said we are in danger. There is an enemy within. There is an enemy everywhere you go. There is an enemy, and he is after you. This enemy cannot be seen. Right now, he is all around us. He is weak because we are engaged in what we are doing right now. But the enemy is everywhere. We can't see the enemy. The enemy is very busy. His target is he wants to see you fail. The enemy wants to see you destroyed. The enemy wants to see you in pain every day. Whether you know it or not, every day, every hour, every minute, every second, every moment, the enemy wants to see you fail. If I ask you this question, there is a blazing fire, or just go to your, at home, in the kitchen, whilst mommy is cooking. Will you put your hand in the fire? Would you? How if you are told you will be given £1 billion just to put your hand in the fire for a minute? Who would do that? Wow. Some would put their hands in fire for £1 billion, then go to hospital. Makes sense? Makes sense. Now, how about, guys, how about being in that fire for 2 hours for £2 billion? Young man, excuse me, you would get in that fire for a minute for £1 billion. For a minute, not for a minute, for a second. Okay? So no one wants to be in that fire for a minute for £1 billion. Now this enemy we are talking about, he wants to make sure you will be in that fire. Not this fire that we know. 1,000,000 times more harmful than the fire that we know. The enemy says he wants to make sure you will be in that fire for billions of years, if not trillions of years. No one can save you from that fire. So if this enemy wins in this fight, we are in a battle right now, guys, against one enemy. There is only one enemy. This enemy is alive. We will all die before this enemy. He is here every day, 24 hours, every minute and every hour, every second. The enemy is keeping watch over you every time. The enemy has soldiers. We can see the soldiers, but we cannot see the enemy. The enemy is very busy. The only time the enemy will give up on you is when the angel of death takes you away. Now, who knows who this enemy is? Guys, who is this enemy? Eh? Shaitan. And who told us about this enemy? Where in the Quran did Allah tell us about Shaitan? Who knows? Yes, young man. Where in the Quran did Allah say anything about the enemy? Yes, young man. Baqarah. MashaAllah. What did he say in Surah Baqarah about the enemy? You can't remember. Okay. Young man, you can't remember, no? Huh? MashaAllah. Yes, young man? Huh? Okay, guys, if you come with the surah, come with the verse as well. Okay? If you say Baqarah, Baqarah has so many verses. Come, tell me an ayah, recite to me an ayah wherein Allah Azza wa Jalla speaks about the shaitan, that he is an enemy. Okay, can I come in then? Allah said in the Quran, Inna shaitana lakum aduun fatakhiduhu aduwa. Shaitan is your enemy. Take him as an enemy. You know, when someone stands here and says, I hate you, that's really bad, isn't it? Already, Satan has already said this. Everyone sitting here and outside, Satan says he hates all of us. And Allah is telling us that Satan says he doesn't like you. Allah is saying, I want you to hate Shaitan back. Tell Shaitan, I don't like you either. But boys and girls, it doesn't have to be lip service profession. Oh, Shaitan, I hate you. No. You have to practicalize that. You have to show Shaitan total hatred. And we'll talk about that in a bit. How do we show Satan that we hate him? And again, in another verse, Allah talked about Shaitan. He said, وَمَنْ يَعَشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّدْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. وَمَنْ يَعَشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّدْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. Allah said, whoever is blinded, if you pretend you don't want to know about this Quran, Allah said, if you are blinded about this Quran, I don't want to go to madrasa, I'm not going to the mosque, because it's all about the Quran. Allah said, if that is at all, if that is your stance, sometimes mommy might ask you to go to a madrasa, and you might be reluctant. Isn't that the case sometimes? Boys, is that the case? Sometimes you don't want to come to madrasa. Allah said, if that is the case, وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّدْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. He said, I would assign shaitan, the devil, to you, and he will be your companion. I don't want to go to madrasa. Allah said, you are with shaitan. Anytime you choose not to do good, Allah said you are with shaitan. Because he has a target that you should be thrown in Jahannam. And Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, qu anfusakum wa ahlikumun nar. وقودها الناس والملائكة وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم. Allah said, "Ku anfusakum." Allah is warning you. Allah is warning me. He's saying, save yourselves and your family from the fire. Which fire, ya Allah? Ku anfusakum wa ahlikum nar. The fire whose fuel is mankind. وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةِ, and stones. And at the gate, once an individual enters Jahannam, there is a gatekeeper, Malik, an angel. عَلَيْهَا مَلَائِكَةٌ غِلَاظٌ شِدَادٌ لَا يَعْصُونَ اللَّهَ مَا أَمَرَهُمْ وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا يُؤْمَرُونَ. Once you enter that Jahannam, you won't be able to come out. Because those angels are so big. They are so big, you won't be able to challenge them. This day awaits someone who ignores Allah and befriends this enemy. So you all agree that he's the enemy. And we need to keep away from him. Otherwise there is going to be a problem. Don't say, oh, I'm a young boy, I'm a child, I will wait until I grow up. No. You need to have a target. You need to say to yourself, you know what? I will be the greatest alim, insha'Allah. I will be one of the greatest scholars in the world who would spread Islam. This is what you have to say. But this is what you have to live up to. Another thing you guys need to say is, I would be one of the greatest scholars who would make impact in the whole of UK and in the world, in the entire world. We want you guys to be doctors at the hospitals. We want you to be doctors. We want you to be professors. We want you to be the prime minister of this country, to spread goodness everywhere. We want you to be a goodwill ambassador. We want you to be out there helping the poor. You need to be powerful enough to help the needy. You need to be powerful enough to stand up for justice. This starts now, brothers and sisters, boys and girls. You start that now, otherwise it's going to be too late. You need to have a target. If you have this target and work on it, 15 years down the line, people will look at you with an eye of envy. But if you want to spend your entire time playing, nothing about deen, nothing about dunya, you will regret when it is too late. Let me give you a story about Malik bin Dinar and a small boy like you. Malik bin Dinar, a great scholar. He went past a small boy without saying salam. Malik bin Dinar went past by a small boy without saying salam. Then Malik bin Dinar came back and asked the boy this question. He said to the boy, he asked the boy, what is the difference between ego and intellect? Malik asked the boy, what's the difference between ego and intellect? The boy responded, a small boy like you. The boy said to Malik bin Dinar, it is due to your ego that you went past without saying salam, and your intellect asked you to come back to say salam. Then Malik, a great scholar, realized how intelligent this boy is. This is how you guys should be. Then the next question Malik asked the boy was, because the boy was playing with the sand, playing like a small boy, like you. Then he asked the boy, young man, why are you playing on the earth with the sand? Then the boy responded. He said to Malik, we are created from this sun. On a day will come, we will return back to this sun. Allah said that in the Quran. Can you remember wherein Allah said, I created you from the sun and you're going back to the same sun? Is there anyone who can quote that verse to me right now from the Quran? Anyone? Okay. Allah said, Minha khalaqnakum wa fiha nu'idukum wa minha nukhrijukum taratan ukhra. We are created from the sun, and to this sun we are going back. On the day of Qiyamah, we will rise up from the same place. If someone dies now, a very handsome man, everything is in place. Yeah, we'll be having the azan now, inshallah. Okay? Inshallah, okay.
Inshallah, we are going to make adhan. Sheikh will continue shortly after that. Please, boys, let us keep calm the way we are, mashallah. Congratulations. I haven't been so happy like the way he was behaving today, mashallah.
Well done, well done.
Adhan is going to be done by Lukman who? Ilan. Good, mashallah. اللهم رب العالمين التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. Thank you very much, Imam for that adhan. Jazakumullah kull al-khair. Sheikh will continue with the talk for the next 10 minutes. Remember, there will be some quizzes from the previous talk, this talk, and there will be some rewards on that. There will be some token you'll be given for answering those questions, inshallah. The token may be as little as chocolate or something to eat, or something else, inshallah. So let us keep calm and listen to our talk. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair. Inna alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Okay, boys and girls, we were talking about the young boy and who? Which scholar? What's the name of the scholar? Wonderful, Malik. Well done. Takbir for this young man.
MashaAllah, barakallah fiqh.
Barakallah fiqh. Malik bin Dinar. So the scholar went past by, didn't say salam, came back and asked the boy, what's the difference between ego and intellect? The young man, the young boy like yourself said to the scholar, your ego, it is because of your ego, okay, that it is because of your ego that you went past by without saying salam. And your intellect asked you to come back. Then he asked the boy, why are you playing with the sun? The boy said, because we are created from sun, and to sun is our return. Minha khalaqnakum wa fiha nu'idukum wa minha nukhrijukum taratan ukhra. Another thing that happened was the boy would cry for some time, then stop crying and start laughing again. So the sheikh was observing this boy. He would laugh for some time and cry for some time. Does that make sense to you guys? Yes or no? Yeah? It makes sense to, does it make sense to any one of you here? Yeah? Anyone that can tell me the sense out of it? Okay, it doesn't make sense to you. Well, it makes a lot of sense. Malik asked this boy, why do you cry sometimes and sometimes you laugh? Then the boy said, when I think about the mercy of Allah, that keeps me laughing. But when I think about the punishment of Allah, I can't stop crying. This is the same mindset we should be in, boys and girls. Don't think I'm a small boy. You know the angel of death, Malakul Mauti. Malakul Mauti doesn't even spare a child in his or her mother's womb. Sometimes a child dies before coming to this world. So if Malakul Mauti has no mercy for that child, would Malakul Mauti have mercy for anyone in here? When the time is up, we are going. So we need to be prepared. This is what the boy was thinking about. When I think about the mercy of Allah, I smile, I laugh. But when I think about his punishment, that's when I start crying. This is how the believers should be thinking all the time. Think about the mercy of Allah and be hopeful. Think about his punishment and be fearful of the punishment. Even in the Quran, when Allah talks about punishment, immediately sometimes he talks about mercy or forgiveness or something positive. An example is Allah said, Nabbi ibadi anni anal ghafurur rahim. Allah said, inform my servants, inform them that Nabbi ibadi anni anal ghafurur rahim. I am of forgiving, most merciful. Wa anna adhabi huwal adhabun alim. But let them know that my punishment is severe. And some of the verses you guys might have read in the Quran. Inna batsha rabbika la shadid. Inna batsha rabbika la shadid. Innahu huwa yubdi'u wa yu'id. Wa huwa al-ghafurul wadud. Allah said, Inna batsha rabbika la shadid. The scissor of your Lord. In other words, when Allah grabs you, may we be safe from Allah grabbing us. Because Allah said, when I grab you, it's severe. Innahu huwa yubdi'u wa yu'id. He originates creation and he returns creation. That's a bit scary. But after that, in conjunction, Allah said, wa huwa al-ghafurul wadud. He is all forgiving, most merciful. So boys and girls, there is no doubt we have an enemy. And Jahannam is created for that enemy. That is Shaitan. And Shaitan said, I will make sure everyone comes to Jahannam with me. Everyone comes to Jahannam with me. On the day of Qiyamah, you will stand in the court of Allah with Shaitan. And the two of you would start arguing. Whoever follows Shaitan, you would argue with Shaitan in the presence of Allah. You might have followed Shaitan throughout your life. Then Shaitan would say to Allah, وَقَالَ قَرِينُهُ رَبَّنَا مَا أَطْغَيْتُهُ. Ya Allah, this young boy. Ya Allah, this young girl. Ya Allah, this man. He messed up his life, not me. He has transgressed. He never prayed on time. He has no time for the Quran. He doesn't respect his parents. He bullies everyone at school. He has no respect for the elders. He has no mercy for the youngsters. Ya Allah, this boy messed up his life. Ya Allah, this girl messed up his life. So Ya Allah, please let him not blame me here. I'm not responsible. I am not responsible for his transgression. وَقَالَ قَرِينُهُ رَبَّنَا مَا أَطْغَيْتُهُ وَلَكِنْ كَانَ فِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. Ya Allah, what happened was, this man, this boy, this girl was in error, an open error. He knew this is not right, but he was bent on doing it. No one was able to stop him. He never respected the parents. He doesn't listen to anyone. He is so arrogant. He is so proud. This is what Shaitan would argue against you. And that day would not be a day of argument. Allah would say to you and to Shaitan, when I say you, you guys are excluded. When I say you, I mean the individual who dances to the tune of Shaitan, who doesn't pray, who doesn't go to madrasa, who has no respect for the elders, who doesn't listen to his parents, who doesn't want to live a proper life as far as Islam is concerned. So Allah would say to Shaitan and this young man or this lady, La tahtasimu ladayya. Don't argue here today. In my presence, here I am either going to reward you or take you to Jahannam. La tahtasimu ladayya. Wa qad qaddamtu ilaykum bil wa'id. I have sent Imam to you. I have sent the scholars to you. I have sent the messengers to you for them to guide you, and you ignored them. All you were interested in just playing, merrymaking, disobeying Allah. But on the other hand, the good guys like you will be rewarded. Allah said, وَقَدْ قَدَّمْتُ إِلَيْكُمْ بِالْوَعِيدِ. On that day, Allah will say to Jahannam, imagine how big Jahannam is. During the time of the Prophet, the earth shook like an earthquake, and the Sahabis were scared. Ya Rasulallah, is this becoming the end of the world? He said, no. Allah Azza wa Jalla dropped an obstacle, like an obstacle was dropped in Jahannam 70 years ago. It is now that it has reached the base. And on the day of Qiyamah, Allah will ask Jahannam, يَوْمَ نَقُولُ لِجَهَنَّمَ هَلِ امْتَلَأَتِ وَتَقُولُ هَلْ مِنْ. Young man, go on, you're saying it. Yes, you just said. Can you repeat the verse? Say it. Okay. Allah said in the Quran, يَوْمَ نَقُولُ لِجَهَنَّمَ هَلِ امْتَلَأَتْ وَتَقُولُ هَلْ مِنْ مَزِيد. MashaAllah. He is repeating everything that I'm saying on that verse. But he's shy, isn't it? Allah will ask Jahannam, are you full? Allah will say to Jahannam, I'm pouring in boys and girls, men and women, old and young, ugly and rich, poor. I'm pouring everyone in. Are you full? Jahannam will say, Ya Allah, bring more. I want them, bring more. But that's not you guys. You wonderful kids who want to be successful in life, who obey Allah, pray 5 times a day, do what you're supposed to do. Allah said, وَأُزْلِفَتِ الْجَنَّةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ. Allah said, Jannah will be drawn near for you guys, those who have piety. غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ, not too far. So boys and girls, we have a long way to go. But one thing is, we know there is an enemy. And that enemy says, so long as you are alive, he would not stop. He would make sure you are destroyed in this life and the life hereafter. Nothing will work for you in this life, and in the life hereafter, you will be in Jahannam for billions of years. Now, what's the solution? Everyone knows we don't want to be with the enemy who says to you, I would make sure you are destroyed. Now, what's the solution? There is no solution other than turning back to Allah. Turning back to Allah. There is no solution other than turning back to Allah, brothers and sisters. So let's make this an opportunity to turn back to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Pray 5 times a day. Be punctual in whatever we are supposed to do. Come to Dara on a regular basis. Benefit from whatever Imam has to say to you, so you will be successful in this life and the life hereafter. 15, 20 years down the line, we want you to be leaders, taking care of business everywhere. On that note, I thank you guys for coming and attending this wonderful event. There is a lot to be said, like Imam said, and inshallah, it's almost Salah time now. After Salah, we have other speakers who would come and tell you more than what I've just said and even better. May Allah grant us goodness, inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk, wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Barakallahu fikum. Our Sheikh, our brother, GASSAMA, Sheikh Imam GASSAMA. Please, boys, tell our Sheikh, MashaAllah, Jazakumullahu khairan.
Wa iyyakum.
Boys, just briefly, slowly, we will go for Salah silently. Let us people see how disciplined you are. Don't walk running. Slowly, let us go, we pray. There is a speaker who will speak after Salat al-Dhuhr in the masjid, so we remain seated in the masjid, and then until I give you orders to come here, you will come here. Remember, there will be later some eating. We have to take a break for eating, and then we will go for football, and that will be after Salatul Asr. So please, let us go calmly, sit at the back nicely, make sure that people see nice discipline in you. Promise that? Thank you very much.
Inshallah, guys, Jazakumullah khairan, ahsanu jaza. Thank you for watching. This is the youth conference, mashallah. We are now having a break for Salatul Dhuhr at the Greenwich Islamic Center. Jazakumullah. May Allah grant us goodness. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.